So here we are, beginning of a new church year, this being the first Sunday of Advent. Happy New Year. In the Eucharistic prayer, we say, Christ has died, Christ is risen, Christ will come again. Well, Advent focuses on the third bit, Christ coming again. Advent readings are often about being alert, being aware, preparing ourselves for the coming of Christ again, but also the coming of Christ as a baby on Christmas. The days are getting shorter and darker. It can cause this heaviness to reside in our hearts at times. However, in the epistle, abounding in love seems to be the antidote to being weighed down with dissipation that Luke warns about. Our hearts are strengthened in holiness through our connection to God and one another through acts of love, justice, and mercy. Holiness is not purity. It is a setting apart, a dedication of our hearts to God. For over a year and a half, we've been required to be vigilant, alert, and cautious at all times because of the pandemic. So as we enter Advent, we're being cautioned to be alert, to be on guard. I don't know about you, but that sounds exhausting. To be honest, I'm like, Jesus, you're gonna have to be really obvious, or I for sure am going to miss you. Like, none of this signs business unless it's like a Vegas-style neon sign with arrows pointing me in the direction I need to go. I'm worn down by being on guard, by being alert in a bodily way. Spiritually, I feel dissipated. By that, I mean feel worn down by disuse. Seems like I haven't gotten to exercise my spiritual gifts over the pandemic. I feel like I'm spiritually atrophied. Like my dog Declan, who we describe as a malamutant, because he's definitely part malamute, but as to the rest, who knows? Declan is 7 years old, and as a big dog, that means he's a senior doggo. He's recently been having mobility issues due to muscle atrophy. It's like my spiritual depth is still there, but it's got cobwebs. It's that one thing in the cupboard that never gets eaten. There's always something else to focus on. So I think in a way, Advent is a call back to ourselves as spiritual beings. It's like we are Simba in The Lion King. Simba looks into the water and sees the spirit of his father, says, "You have forgotten who you are." It can be easy to forget who we are. Our calling in this life is to live out our Christian calling, to love, mercy, justice, and forgiveness. Remember who you are, says Mufasa's spirit. Maybe that's what being alert is about, remembering who we are. I think when we are distracted, we forget about the fact that we are beloved of God. I think when we are distracted, we forget others are beloved of God as well. It weighs us down. Our hearts become heavy. Yes, we do miss out on opportunities to live out our Christian calling, acts of charity, of blessing, of spiritual support and prayer. In what ways have you felt spiritually atrophied? But also, what things strengthen your heart with holiness?